Why are we in court today, sir?
My son, Michael, broke a promise, and I'm trying to recover the funds that it cost me by his doing so. I have been living in Memphis for about the last 25 years. That's where I met my wife. That's where I started a small business with her brother. We're part of a tight community, a small, tightly knit community. We go to church. Our families entertain each other together.
Right.
Shortly after I got married to Michael's mother, my wife, Jennifer, and we
Are you still married to your wife, Jennifer? Okay.
Yes, we're still married, and we found out we were going to have a child. We were overjoyed, and when I had a son, it was doubly joyful because then I knew that the family name would carry on. And he's a boy who's always made me proud. He's always been smart and well behaved, and a great boy. You know.
So all this sounds really, really lovely, Mr. Talbot. So why are you suing your lovely, well-behaved, high-achieving son for $6,000?
It all started last May. Michael one day asked if he could have his friend Kevin stay over. It was a Saturday night.
How old is Michael? Michael, how old are you?
I'm 18 now. I was 17 at the time.
Okay, so were you a senior in high school at the time?
Yes, I was a senior in high school.
Okay, thank you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
His friend Kevin, who was a couple of years older, but I'd met Kevin, certainly seemed like a nice kid, a nice boy. I thought, Michael had some trouble over the years in school, especially when he was younger. He would occasionally get in trouble or get into fights, and I thought maybe this Kevin could be a good influence.
So maybe like a big brother type of mentor could be a positive thing.
Yes.
That was the thinking.
I was certainly hoping that, yes,
okay.
Exactly. So I put out the air mattress in Michael's room so that Kevin could stay on the floor. I heard noises, late into the night, figuring, they're boys, they're roughhousing or they're reading comics or whatever they're doing, and I knew they stayed up late, but it was a Saturday night, so what difference does it make? I went in there Sunday morning to tell them that breakfast was ready and, Michael had to start getting ready for church, and I found them kissing. They were not kissing, fooling around, roughhousing. They were kissing the way a man and a woman kiss.
Well, let's rephrase that in this courtroom. They were kissing romantically.
Yes, they were definitely kissing romantically. I was shocked. I didn't know what to say or how to respond. So I just pulled it together enough to ask Kevin to leave and to tell Michael that we had to get ready for church, and that's what we did.
Did you address the situation at all?
I did not. I did not know what to say. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. I didn't want to blow up. I didn't want to say something I was going to regret, so I didn't say anything.
Did you tell your wife?
No. So it was very uncomfortable at church because I couldn't really look at Michael, and I couldn't speak to him, and I didn't want to say anything to Jennifer, so I just sat there, and I'm afraid I kind of sat there all day. But by the next morning, I figured out what I wanted to say, and I texted him. I have copies of...
Proffer that evidence to my bailiff here, sir, so I can take a look and see exactly what you said to young Michael at that time. Michael, I am so disappointed in your behavior. You cannot kiss another man, especially in my house. If you want to live a homosexual lifestyle, you'll need to move out. This behavior is unacceptable within our family and friend circle in Memphis. I see Michael responds. He says, Dad, I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. I don't want to move out. I want to be with you, and Mom, I'll do whatever you need me to do. You respond to your only child, your son, and you say, okay, son, let's fix it so it doesn't happen again.
Yes, and I do want to be clear about something. I love Michael, and when I threatened him with expulsion from the house, it was just that. It was a threat.
It was a bluff.
It was. I was trying to shock him. I did want to get a strong reaction because I wanted him to know. So
what was his reaction?
He really took the initiative. He spent the next few days looking into what he could do, and he found a conversion therapy program. I was not all that familiar with this, but he found it, and he asked if he could go. That is the next
I see this. Dad, I found a conversion therapy program online. It's for 3 months, and I'll need to go every weekday from 8 to 5 p.m. for June, July, and August. So this is 3 months. If I go, can I continue living here?
Communication matters a lot, but in communication, the tone in which we communicate matters the most. The father obviously loved the son, Michael, so much, but he didn't communicate well. And I won't even force him. Like he said, he was angry. And honestly, I don't like the way the judge is going about the whole thing. I don't honestly like the way the judge is going about the whole thing. If you have been following my videos, up until now, you understand that she's one of my favorite judges. I love her so much. But the way she's going about this particular case, I don't like it. And I think she will just dismiss the case. But let's see what happens. Tell me what you think, and let's learn from you. What do you think will happen? Let's continue watching to see what happens in this case.
Essentially, you know your son's begging you for any way to stay with his family.
Absolutely.
So you say, well, what's the website? I'll look into it, yada, yada, yada.
Well, not yada yada.
No, this is yada, yada, sir.
I said, I'm happy you're taking steps to make progress.
Yeah, under duress, under the not at all veiled threat of being kicked out of your own home. You think that's initiative?
If I may, Your Honor, most of our communication after him seeing us kiss was very much centered around this, and I felt very stressed out during this time period. And I mean, I was threatening to be kicked out of the house.
And did you take that seriously, sir? Did you really think your father and your mother would throw you out into the streets?
We come from a pretty conservative family background. We go to church every week. Our community in Memphis is very church-centered. It's very conservative, so I did take it very seriously that I could end up on the streets if I did not fix my situation.
I think, but if you look at how my...
Mr. Talbot, I'm actually speaking with your son. Go ahead, son.
I felt as if I did not do this, I would be kicked out and live on the streets.
And let me tell you why that is not in any way, young man, an overreaction on your part. And I don't want you to feel an ounce of shame as to believing what your father directly told you. Because in this country, every day, there is a youth who identifies with some aspect of the LGBTQ plus community that is living on the streets. I know that because I've had the privilege of serving on the board of directors for a tremendous organization called Safe Horizon, and we have a whole program. You know what it's called, Michael? It's called Street Work. Because we provide services and resources to young men and women and non-binary individuals just like you who are members of a community that our society at large has deemed to be marginalized, and they end up on the streets. So I just want to be very clear with you that this was not you misreading a situation here with your father. There are young LGBTQ plus boys and girls, men and women, and non-binary individuals every day that really do end up on the streets. So I can very much see and understand why you took that threat extremely seriously. Do you see it, sir?
But the context of our family is important, right? This idea that he'd be on the street.
What context of family if you're going to kick your son out?
But it's
okay.
just, it's not realistic.
Okay, gentlemen,
to think,
let's before I go further with this part of it, I do want to get to the $6,000. What is $6,000 even for, Mr. Talbot?
Okay, like I said, Michael found this place.
I see this, and
he
I
asked
see
to
the
go.
website.
So I looked into it. I spoke to the director of the program, a guy named Matthew, a gentleman named Matthew, and it had some good reviews online. They had a 3-month program where he could go. So I wrote back, and I said I looked into conversion therapy. I like the director's philosophy and how no one
don't rush through that part. Read that part slowly aloud, sir. I like the what?
I like the director's philosophy about how no one is born homosexual. It's behavioral and it can be fixed. Are you sure you want to do what it takes? The program is $6,000.
And then what did your son tell you?
I'm scared to go, but I don't want to lose you and Mom. I will go.
Say it again, sir.
I'm scared to go, but I don't want to lose you and Mom. I will go. Michael has always embraced courage.
No.
You know, there's been other times in his life when he's been...
No, sir, I'm not going to let you gaslight me in this courtroom. Now, you've gaslit this young man for far too long, and sadly, he's not empowered enough because he is still a youth and he's still your son. But you're not going to gaslight me, sir. That's not courage you see in your son's response to you, Mr. Talbot. That is fear. Terrified of you and the consequence of not being a part of this family. That's why he says he will go. Let's get to this next message. At some point, I suppose, Michael, you had started the program, and this is all online?
No, this is in person.
This is in person.
In person, weekdays 8 to 5, June 1st through August 31st.
Okay, so you packed your belongings, Michael, you're telling me, and you physically went to this conversion therapy program?
Yes, during the day, yes. I would come home.
Oh, during the day, so it's not residential?
Yes,
but
not
still,
residential.
What was that experience like?
The majority of the day, they are verbally harassing you. They are calling you names. I remember on the first day, the director, Matthew, who my dad chalked up to be a great guy, said I was cursed, said that I was going to hell, and called all of us there monsters, that we were unworthy, and that we needed the program to fix ourselves.
Oh my God. I really, Michael, I need to get close to you right now because I need you to understand. If you're willing, please give me your hands. Young man, you are not cursed. You are as loved and as worthy, Michael, as your father, your mother, and everyone else who gets the privilege to reside on this earth, young man. And I don't care what your daddy says. I don't care what this Matthew guy says. I don't care what some stupid conversion therapy says, which is nothing but a bunch of hoopla and a scam and a money grab for young, vulnerable men like yourself. I see you. You are valuable. And Michael, you are perfect. You are perfect in the eyes of God.
Thank you.
I feel the same way, Your Honor.
I'm not talking to you, sir.
I don't believe that Michael is cursed. I don't know the methods that they use. I'm sure that they involve tough love. I am sure that maybe they take an approach like the military, where they first try to break them down
Mr. Talbot,
and then
please
rebuild
don't.
them.
The next time, you're out of here.
Everything is not supposed to be in court. This is family. Sit your son down, talk to your son, and settle this amicably. Everything must not be in court. Everything must not be in court. Like I said before, Judge Ebony, one of my favorite judges, yes, she is one of my favorite judges. But the way she's going about this particular case, I don't like it. I don't like it. Michael, yes, Michael must have done some things that is wrong. Quite alright. And the way he's being treated is not fair at all. But let's not dispute the fact that no father, no parent is going to watch their kid grow into something they're not supposed to be, and they'll be happy about it. Let's continue watching this video to see what happened.
Okay, back to you, Mr. Michael. I see you texted your dad after a few days of being here, and you say, Dad, I don't like it here. I'm still having thoughts
Your
about...
Honor, if I may, this was after a month in the program.
This is a month?
Yes.
So out of 3 months, you stayed a month. My God, I can't even imagine it, Elijah. So then you say, the director made me cry numerous times. I don't feel good here. I miss you and Mom. Can I please come home? Your son is pleading with you, sir. You say, son, it was your idea to go to this program. You need to finish what you started. I spent $6,000. Money doesn't grow on trees. Unbelievable. How am I going to teach you how to be a man if you don't keep your promises? Just follow the rules and you'll be cured. You said cured, sir, in 2 more months. The young man says, Dad, I'll stay. Then what happened, Michael?
Then it just kept getting worse. If I may enter this to evidence.
Please offer that to Elijah here.
I had written some journal entries throughout my time at the program. My first was about 9 days in. I just felt so alone and terrible, and I continue with these journal entries.
Yeah,
the next one is right after I had texted him and about how terrible I felt because he wouldn't let me leave.
Oh, no, you couldn't leave, Michael, because dear Dad here spent $6,000 of his hard-earned money. How did that make you feel, Michael? I want you to listen to your son. Look at your son. Don't look at me. Look at your son.
I felt like you valued the money over your son. You were going to kick me out because of who I am? You were valuing the money you would spend into this program over your relationship with your son. That makes no sense. Who could do that to their kid?
Okay, Michael,
can I
at some
respond?
point, it's clear to me, based off of this evidence, that you decided to save yourself, and you left this program, correct?
Yes, as my dad had mentioned, had a best friend, Kevin, who I had kissed back in May, which had started this entire thing. And he was the only person who I could think of that would understand what I was going through, who could understand the feelings I was feeling. So I'd reach out to him. I asked him what to do. I was feeling so alone by this point, and he told me to take some sick days off and stay with him and his roommate.
Okay.
So I did, and I stayed with him. and I felt so much better. It was amazing. I felt like I was free for the first time ever. He encouraged me to be myself, to be open, to be proud, to accept myself and love myself.
And what happened when you told your father that you quit?
I did not tell him.
Oh.
I was scared to, based off his previous
Reactions.
threatening text. Yes. The program director, Matthew, had sent an email to my father detailing how I had been out of sessions because I was sick, but my father knew I had been leaving every day, so he knew it was not true.
So you were skipping conversion therapy.
Yes.
And then I do see the communication where your dad found out. I just found out that you dropped out of the program. How could you betray mom and me like this? I need you to pack your things and move out. Okay, so actually, Mr. Talbot, it wasn't a bluff or a threat. It was a reality. Pay me $6,000 and get out of our lives.
I was angry, Your Honor. I regret the harshness of my words.
I don't give a damn how angry you were, sir. And now I'm about to get real harsh with mine. It's unacceptable. It's manipulative. And, sir, it's downright cruel. I believe I'm ready to rule in this matter. I deal with a lot of cases in my courtroom, sirs. And many of them are extremely complicated and nuanced, and I really have to sometimes seek counsel even from Elijah as we tease through the minutia and the theories and the legal complexities. And this one is very simple. This young man deserves a father and a mother who loves him completely. Not that tolerates him, sir. Not that begrudgingly accepts who he is, but that loves him unconditionally and completely. He deserves a home, sir, where he is safe and loved. And it's clear to this court that you, nor your wife, according to your testimony here today, can provide that. Therefore, it is with great joy and comfort that I dismiss your case in its entirety. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Judge Ebony has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
I love you, Michael, and your mother loves you, and I know that we can be a family again. You just need to make better choices. I know that we can fix this and put it all behind us.
Dad, I get that someone of your generation might not understand what it's like to be queer or on the LGBTQ plus spectrum, but until you learn to accept me and love me for who I am, this relationship is not going to work.
Let me take a portion of the Bible and I'll quote it here. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Yes. The father was angry, the father was disappointed. And before I go into this proper, Michael, you are not a monster. Michael, you are a human being. Yes, and you don't deserve to be treated the way you did. That's where I'm faulting the father. That's where I'm faulting the parents. Proper communication would have solved this particular case, even without bringing it to court. However, Judge Ebony, I don't agree with her 100%. I don't agree with her not because she ruled in favor of the defendant. Of course, I would have done the same. But the way she treated the case, she didn't even give the father a listening ear to know what the father has to say. She practically shut the father up, and I think she was just doing the whole thing out of emotion. A judge is supposed to be neutral and not supposed to be siding anybody. And it was kind of obvious that Judge Ebony was siding the defendant, which is not supposed to be so. So I don't entirely agree with Judge Ebony. That is what I think. That is my opinion. But I want to hear your own opinion in the comment section below.